The artist recreates the world.
Welcome to The Artist Recreates the World. I am with the wonderful artist, architect, Wisdom Shapes Mind, Chris Sanders.
How you
Hear the
guys
claps,
doing?
you hear all the claps in the background?
I like that. I like it a lot. You know what? I'm Chris Sanders, and I'm a Newark-based president of WSM Associates, and we bring not only community development, because we want to change landscapes. We are artists of your communities. We go down in your block and we see the buildings that are there, and we try to visualize what it would be like if it was a little different, where it had a little bit more energy. You know, some of the architecture that was from the past is beautiful, but it's a new day. I'm here with Gary. Thank you, sir. Thank you for finally us getting together and doing this.
Thank
thing.
you. You're one of the persons that got me to this point. We don't have to go into the information, but anyway. So, Chris, what is art to you?
Art to me is an expression of your soul. Art to me is something that changes with the environment and with your connection to the creator. And when it comes through you, if you really are connected, it is something that's going to touch the masses. That's what it is.
I like that, when it comes through you. I wonder, is it coming through? I don't think it's coming through all of us, but that's a great definition of art. So now, I wanted to ask you, where did you get that title from, Wisdom Shapes Minds? That's powerful. How did that come about?
It's funny because we started the architecture firm, WSM Associates, and my partners, which consists of Roderick Watkins, of course Sanders, myself, and Angel Martinez. We came together and we said we're going to do this firm, and I was pushing them on it. I said, you know what, okay, I'm going to get the incorporation, we're going to start doing projects, and eventually when we get the right project, we're going to be able to leave our firms that we were working, because we were all working at our own firms. I was working at Johnson Jones Architects, Rod Watkins is working at right now another firm, and Angel's working at his prospective firm, and we were like, when we get the big project, we're going to come together and rule the world. And I sent them this sculpture, right, because I came up with the logo. I tried to dabble in graphic design too, so I came up with this logo that was a relief sculpture of WSM. So the W, and the S, we wove through the W and the M. And it's funny because the W is an upside down M, so it made it more of a woven piece. And in the center of the S, I put the globe. So I said that this sculpture is going to be made of marble, and it's going to have a globe that can be made of, you can look like a globe, it can be a metal globe, but it can be granite. And we would put it in the middle of our walkway as we walk up to our big corporate structure that we will own. Nice. It's going to happen in 5 years, less than 5 years, I think. And it's going to be beautiful. The sculpture is going to be in the middle of a fountain, because I'm tired of going to these big corporations and walking down their fronts and seeing their little sculptures and pieces of artwork, and where's ours? Somebody was telling me the other day, what is the latest black corporations that merged and became successful corporations? Do you know of any?
Wow.
Unity. And that's where I was like, okay, let's do this community development, because right now times are slow. We don't have many projects. We're new in Newark. We were always together. We started in Princeton, but then we moved to Newark, and we didn't know anybody. So I said, if we do a community development corporation, WSM Community Development Corporation, then we can start getting a network. We can start affecting change in the community. We can get in touch with the folks that really need our help, and we can do some things. And plus, I always wanted to give back to the school systems. I loved career days. I was at every career day, and my partners weren't really as enthusiastic about it as I was. So I said, okay, all right, you guys don't have to really be a part of this. Let's make it Wisdom Shapes Minds. So I was coming up with those, how are we going to use the WSM and still come up with something that's creative? And it came through me. Wisdom Shapes Minds is necessary for the rebirth of us, African Americans, as a culture that's united with other cultures, but we got to get ours first.
Wisdom Shapes Minds.
Wisdom Shapes Minds, Community Development Corporation. We are a 501c3. We've been in Newark for about 5 years doing big things in the school system.
So now, what is the important thing for you as a teacher? Because I know that teacher, the teacher in you is one of the elements that you use in Newark, have used for. We did a project together. So tell me about like one of the key things that you look to transfer to the youngsters.
The beautiful thing that happened once I started this idea of Wisdom Shapes Minds is educators came around me. My fiance, my beautiful fiance right now, has been an educator for over 20 years, and she helped me with my lesson plan, my first lesson plan. She asked me, what do you want to do? What are you really going to do with these kids? And I came up with a title for it. It's called How to Create a Visionary with an Architect's Mind.
Yes, that's nice.
That is like my mantra that helps me select the other facilitators that are a part of our organization. So she helped me with the lesson plan. We went into my first school, Link Community School at the time, and we were teaching them basically the principles of architecture and what architecture is about. And then I started thinking about it. The principles of architecture are the principles of designing a blueprint for a building, right? Well, what happens if you put a child in place of the building? Design a blueprint to wherever the child's career goals or their dreams are.
Right.
The beautiful thing about that is still a blueprint. Some people might even call it somewhat of a vision board, but because of its architectural principles, it's structured a different way. It's structured with a foundation, a strong foundation. And if I tell you that, I might have to kill you, because I don't want to give all the secrets out. No, listen.
No.
This is it. If you have a strong foundation, then a couple of the principles of a strong foundation is a family structure, right? You got to have family that are supportive, and if you don't have family that's supportive, you got to fill those voids. Right. You don't have family, you got to have mentors, you got to have role models, you got to have friends. Friends sometimes fill the voids of family, so you got to vet these people like they are your business. Everybody, from the person that has their first apartment to a student that's in school trying to get the best grades, they are running a business of their own life.
That's good. That's real good.
So once you get the blueprint right, what do you do with it? Once you have a game plan, a visualized game plan of what
you wasn't giving us everything?
I'm giving you everything. You could take it, and if you do something with it to make it beautiful out here, please do it. I hope you get bigger and better than what I'm doing, because I'll collaborate with you. I'll try to get up with you. I'll say, hey, he took these jewels I'm giving, and he's taking it to the next level, and that'll be my legacy. I helped him make what he's gonna be. Because I'm going to find mine. God has enough energy for all of us to make prosperous decisions and still do the thing. And I'm creative too. I'll reinvent the whole thing, start again, and it'll be because of the fact that I've been around doing it for long enough. It'll be another level of another thing, another layer to it, because that's what God's given me, the visionary aspects.
Yeah. I love that language, especially visionary, because we don't hear that enough. And we need to hear that language enough over and over so it sinks into our brain and into our psyche, and that we go forward with expectation, because these thoughts and these prayers and that's up here, they have power to create create manifestation, just like you see NJ Pack behind here.
Yes.
But we can't be blocked with other energies or what culture wants to put in our psyche and our mind, and actually believe that is our reality. It may be our reality today, but it doesn't have to be our reality or our kids' reality or our grandkids. You have the possibility.
Yo, listen, this artist recreates the world is a visionary concept, and I'm standing next to the visionary right now.
Much love.
It's a beautiful thing. Ever since I started listening to the first interview, I said, this guy understands where the real life revolution's coming from, and that's through the artists.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm gonna take it on another level, right? Once you have a vision board, right? Once you have a visionary blueprint of what you want to do in your life, your career goals, your dreams, whatever it may be, Then you take those principles or those pieces and you take it over to the entrepreneurial wing of the visionary, so that you can have numbers and have the executive summary or the science behind what you decide to be. If you're gonna be a lawyer and you're a high school student and you don't know how much it costs, you are causing yourself heartache and pain, because you got to figure out how to make the money to get there. You should learn this when you first get into college.
Right.
Actually, I would learn it when I'm in junior high. Then I'll be in high school, high-powered, looking at people saying, "Yeah, I just did a business plan for the fact that I'm going to be a doctor," or "I just did a business plan because I know I want to have a store one day and I know how much it's going to cost. I know where I want to have it. I have 3 or 5, 10 mentors that are going to help me make it happen, and you don't have nothing." It gives you a whole portfolio. When you go to a business with this portfolio of your business plan for your idea, and you say, "Oh, you know what? This is my resume, but this is the project I really want you to
sell yourself."
You know what I'm saying? It's a resume that just enhances your whole concept, because they know they're not just hiring an employee.
And you have the energy,
an entrepreneur,
to sell yourself. But you said something very key that I think I almost forgot about it. But in between these spaces, whether you call it junior high school or you're in grade school, there needs to be the type of teaching that you're talking about. And it's not going to come from the traditional education system. And I'm saying that now. Now we see it happening. You have NJ Pack that has a teaching. They have certain teaching that they do. You have other places that have teaching. But that's where in those gradations, that's where the true people are going to learn the things that they need, and not just the little box stuff that they give us. And orthodox in this culture give that and say, you do this, you put your resume together, and then you go ahead and get a job.
Yeah.
No. And the biggest part about that is the creative aspect, the creative element, because the creative element allows you to do all things. It makes everything connected.
One thing that somebody will get on me, I know it because it's happened in the past. When you do your foundation for your goals and your dreams, right? The biggest part of your foundation is your concept of your higher power and your connection to the higher power. And because I'm telling you, it's all going to come through that. If you mean the aspect of understanding that there's something that's within all of us that's connecting us together, and you can use that source that has this knowledge that you haven't even experienced yet to help guide your path.
Comes through you.
That's the way there's law of the universe, there's law of attraction, and you better use it. That's what it always gets to me. Law of the universe, law of attraction. If you don't believe it, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you the things that we did, where we came from, and where we are now, and how it's been things have been attracted to our organization because of the fact that we know we're walking in the light. And the light. You know, I said I ain't saying it like I'm nobody special. Everybody got it. Everybody has the light. Yeah.
That's a good answer. Everybody has
the light, and that's why the artist recreates the world, buddies, because they have the light, and the way they get their creation and their creative spirit is from the light.
We're out. That'll do it. We got the light. The artist got the light. Thanks, Chris. Keep doing your thing, man. Yep. Wisdom shapes mind.
Yes, sir.
Follow him. Support him.
I appreciate it.
Peace.
Again.
We out.
All right.
We blow it up.